Hello everyone, this is your head coach Kuya Kyle for Smash Ultimate, and today we're going to go over the Kowloon Kagaribi 12. So this will be a summary of the events of Kowloon X Kagaribi 12, a P-tier super major tournament hosted in Japan. P-tier stands for Premier, I believe. With an astronomical entrant list of 1,428 competitors, we will go over top 8 and headlining upsets from this significant event. So we're going to go through a quick note about this tournament, top 8, top 4, and some very surprising upsets. If you're here for the live class, you could always ask me questions right after the class is over. But if you're watching on YouTube, hello from YouTube. So first, our quick note is talking about the Japan Smash meta. I do believe that Japan is considered to be the strongest region when it comes to Smash Ultimate. Not only there are more top level representatives in Japan, but the average skill level is generally higher compared to other regions, making competing in Japan much harder. Additionally, something that makes Japan stand out a lot more compared to other regions is that there is much more character diversity amongst all of their top level players. So, for this particular recap, I named what each player plays just so you could visually see how many different types of characters there are at this tournament. First off, let's talk about top 8. So we got Asimo and Ryuoh in 7th place. So we talked about Asimo before, who I consider to be the world's best Ryu main, who outperformed his seed at 10th. So he was seeded to be 10, but got to 7th place, which is amazing. He has wins on Pizer-Man, who mains Fox, Goryoka, Joker. Okay, I do want to put a note there that if I mispronounce any of these tags, I am deeply sorry. I am trying my best. He plays Joker. Now is Mario and Sin, who plays Ices or Ice Climbers. Asimo only lost to zackray and Spargo. Ryuoh with solo Diddy Kong impresses everyone by soaring past his seed, which was at 26. Ryuoh has wins on Ken, who plays Sonic, Raru, who plays Luigi, Toriguri, who plays Banjo and Kazooie, Snow, who plays Mario, and Aka. They call them Aka, the commentators. I really don't want to try this one because I feel like I'm gonna mess it up. So we're gonna call them Aka for hero. Aka means hero, and Ryuoh was only lost to zackray. So they met in winner's side or upper bracket side, lost there, and then they met in losers bracket side or lower bracket, and also lost to zackray again. So great work. We have a Diddy Kong and a Ryu in 7th place. At 5th place, we have Doramigi and zackray. Doramigi, who is currently considered the best Min main right now, also outperformed his seed at 11th, or seeded at 11 and made it to 5th place. Doramigi has wins on Ball, who plays K. Rool. Aim, that's how you pronounce it. Aim, who plays Sheik. Furara Ramen, who plays both Isabel and Mr. Game & Watch. Wins on Spargo, who plays Cloud, and Aka again, who plays Hero. And Doramigi only lost to acola and Spargo. Next, on the other side of 5th place, we have zackray going his iconic pit or dark pit, who slashed his way past the seed. Again, just like everyone else, he was seeded to get 7th at this tournament, which is which is a little ridiculous, a little underseeded in my opinion, just because zackray is just a very prominent Smash player. But zackray has wins on Ryuoh, who's a Diddy Kong, Asimo, the Ryu, so both the 7th placers, and Shuton, who won Aegis this tournament. zackray only lost to Acola and level 1. Now we're going to break into top 4 here. First off, we have level 1 at 4th place. This is probably going to be the most surprising placing out of the whole tournament, where level 1 heavily outperformed their seed, where they were seeded 20 with only Toon Link. A lot of players do not consider Toon Link as a very meta relevant character, just because he tends to get overshadowed by a lot of other, sorties or zoner characters. So Toon Link is a very rare character to see in brackets, let alone getting top 8. And level 1 was able to make it to fourth place with Toon Link. Level 1 has wins on Fui, who plays Yoshi, Rarikusu, who plays Steve and Falco, Taike, who plays Sonic, Sin, who plays Ices, and Zackray's Pit. Level 1 only lost to Miya and Spargo. In my opinion, level 1 strength comes from his incredible resourcefulness of Toon Link's kit. So not only does he have really great spacing with his tilt attacks, his Zair or his grappling hook in the air, if you don't know what a Zair is, and aerials, so like forward air and back air. He has amazing stage control with his projectiles. So his use of bomb and boomerang primarily, I think, help him really take the tempo into his own hands. And lastly, he has very lethal bomb follow combos, which is something you definitely need when you play a character like Toon Link, is knowing how to convert landing a bomb into like a forward air or an up air or any other combo that you have in mind. So kudos to level 1. In third place, we have Spargo, who is known as the best Cloud in the world. Both outperforms his seed. He was seeded sixth, and is the only non-Japan rep in top 64. So everyone else at this tournament, that placed either like in top 64, they're all from Japan. The only other American rep that was at this tournament is Yoda Kage, who got 65th with his Bowser Jr. So great job to them as well. But Spargo is the only other rep. Spargo has win on Alice's Kazuya / Roy, Masa's Falco, Asimo's Ryuoh, Doramigi's Min, and level 1's Toon Link. Spargo only lost to Doramigi early in winner's side, like we said before, and then acola in losers finals. So Spargo has been in the spotlight for a very long time. So his playstyle to me is very flashy. So he gets really fancy punishes, very stylish. He also has really good understanding of spacing his back airs and knowing when to call out the opponent's like jumps with it or just space him out or wall him out with like superior hitboxes. And Spargo is also known for getting really hard reads on his opponent to get like really big payouts. So as you can see in the GIF here, we see him knocking level 1 off stage, drops down from the ledge, and then punishes with limit side B. So it's very, what's the word? Very suffocating ledge trapping or edge guarding here. In second place, we have Acola, who is considered one of the best, if not the best players in the world. Acola lands his placing right at his seed at second. He has wins on Gact Ness, who we talked about before with S Factor. Acola also beats Zackray's Pit, Doramigi's Min, and Spargo's Cloud. Acola only dropped games to Kagaribi's champion. Acola is famous for innovating Steve strategies in competitive settings. So if you ever see a Steve like build a wall on the side and stand in front of it so they get tech it and punish you right after, it's all because of him. Acola also has insane what's it called? Really big grind set, and he's been really practicing and putting a lot of hours and time to perfecting his gameplay. Unfortunately, because he does play Steve, he does get a lot of unwarranted hate, just because a lot of people aren't the biggest fans of Steve, which is very unfortunate. So I just want to take some time to say like thank you to Acola for putting his heart and soul into this game and really trying his best with the characters he enjoys to play. Although he does primarily play Steve, he has a very tough time fighting against Spargo as Steve. Spargo kind of has his number when playing Cloud against Steve. Steve just has a really hard time against big sword characters. So in losers finals, Acola went all ages against Spargo and actually was able to take the set 3-2 over Spargo, which was him kind of overcoming his bracket demon. And so that's why this pop off is so emotionally charged just because Spargo has been kind of that gatekeeper for Acola, but now he's finally been able to reap what he sowed. So great job to Acola. And lastly, our Kowloon slash Kagaribi 12 champion is Miya. Miya is the best Game & Watch main in the world. He has wins on Snow's Mario, Moss's Falco, Level 1's Toon Link, and Ocula's Steve. Miya only dropped games. He only dropped one set to Acola. And when analyzing Mia's playstyle, Mia's strengths comes from his ability to kind of condition opponents and cover nearly every option to get stocks. Miya is able to observe panic options like spot dodges and is more than ready to call them out with the charge smash attack. So right here for this GIF, you'll see Miya drop a forward air bomb and notice that Acola likes to shield the bomb. And what this kind of does is if you see your opponent shielding, you want to grab them just because like grabs beat shields and it makes sense. However, Miya kind of called this out where Acola thought that he would go for a grab after the bomb. So Acola kind of instantly picked spot dodge after, or he picked spot dodge after blocking the bomb. Miya reads this, calls it out by holding up smash, charges the up smash until spot dodge runs out of invincibility frames, and then lands the strong hit to take the stock. It is a little overkill because Steve is at 173, but that's just how good Acola is at staying alive. So great job. Give a hand to Miya. Also puts a lot of time and effort into perfecting Mr. Game & Watch. And now let's go over some surprising upsets. Normally when I do this with other recaps, there's only a couple that I wanted to talk about, but Kagaribi was filled to the brim with so many upsets. So I'm just going to kind of speed run this one. And we're going to go for the upper bracket first. So first, I want to highlight Sin, the Ices player, who has 3 really big upper bracket resets. So first, Sin, keep in mind, was seated at 181. So he was supposed to place in that area. Just not even in top 64. But he beats players like Shuton, 3-2, who went Aegis, who was seated 5th. Shuton was seated 5th to place, which with an upset factor of 10, which is really high. Sin beats Kameme's Sora, who was seeded 12th with a UF factor of 8. The UF upset factor of 8. And then Sin also takes 3-1 over Karage, who played Captain Falcon, who was seeded 21st with a UF of 6. Next, we have Tora, who plays Samus, seeded 68th, went 3-0, a very dominant set against Raru the Luigi, who was seeded 4 for this tournament, which is another big upset factor of 9. Alice, the Roy Kazuya that we talked about, who was seeded 30th, went 3-1 over Hurt, who was a very popular, or very... If Apollo Kage isn't the best snake in the world, Hurt is the best snake in the world, who was seeded 3rd. Like these are really amazing upsets here. This one, I don't even know who this person plays, Tensai, but according to the bracket, this person who was seeded 264, 2-1 the Pac-Man main. You know T, or T also plays Kazuya, who was seeded 8th. A 264 seed beat an 8 seed with a UF of 11. Like, that's amazing. And no Kabi, is that how you say that? I hope that's how you say that. Who was playing Diddy Kong, went 3-2 over Tama's Bayonetta. I guess I forgot to write the seed, but a UF of 8 is still pretty high. So amazing, or a lot of upper bracket upsets. And now let's go to the lower bracket upsets. So Sumaho's Ness, 166 seed, goes 3-2 over T's Pac-Man at 8. So T kind of had a hard time at this tournament, unfortunately, but it happens to us all. Ryuoh's Diddy Kong, the man who got 7th place, seeded 26, goes 3-2 over Raru's Luigi, who was seeded 4th. Shirome's Toon Link, seeded 98th, goes 3-2 over Karage's Captain Falcon. Now's Mario. Sorry, there's a fly flying around the mic. Oh. Now's Mario, who was seeded 49th, goes 3-1 over Gact Ness, who we talked about before. Level 1's Toon Link beats Zackray's Pit 3-2. So that was also another big upset. And this one's kind of a funny one that I found. So a person named Yuton, who plays Wii Fit Trainer, who was seeded 1,307. So that's basically going 0-2 at this tournament. Goes 3-0 over Nano Zelda, who was seeded 79. This might be this person's like first tournament because of how low that they're seeded. So maybe this person's been playing a lot and just decided to go to Kagaribi as their debut and was able to make this amazing upset over the Zelda. So in all, don't worry about seeding. If you're a lower seed, you would always defeat a higher seed. If you're a higher seed, never underestimate a lower seed. That's my biggest piece of advice I could give to you there. So we made it to the end. So let's do a quick recap. So what happened at Kowloon Kagaribi 12? We're going to talk about this P-tier super major tournament hosted in Japan with over 1,400 competitors. I want to point out that Japan is considered to be the strongest region when it comes to Smash Ultimate, and that their character diversity is much more compared to many other regions. In 7th place, we had Asimo's Ryuoh and Ryuoh's Diddy Kong. In 5th place, we have Doramigi's Min Min and Zackray's Pit/Dark Pit. He brought out Rob a little bit as well, but mostly Pit and Dark Pit. In 4th place, we have level 1 going solo Toon Link. In 3rd place, we have our favorite Cloud main Spargo. I'm going to try to say it again. In 3rd place, we have our favorite Cloud main Spargo. In 2nd place, we have Acola, who went Steve and Aegis. And in 1st place, we have Miya, who is a solo Game & Watch main. There are a lot of upsets that happened at this tournament that I just don't have time to recap, but here they are. So these are the upper bracket upsets, and here are the lower bracket upsets. Thank you so much for listening. I'm now going to open up the floor for questions, and if you're on YouTube, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.